Alrighty, and hello and happy holidays! Yay, everybody! So Christmas has just passed. And with Christmas, that means I get new things. I have new books. Wow. And of course, I did also get a new figure. So it's very exciting. But we'll just jump into it just like normal, I guess, kind of, but you know. It is the Final Fantasy Bring Arts. Corey got this for me for Christmas because these are the only two that I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna get it, but he said, well, you know what, I'm gonna get it for you because I just didn't feel like it. But this completes the set. I actually had reviews I did for all the rest of them, but that was when I was just on Instagram. So this is Kuja and Amarant. To be honest, I always forget what their real names are because whenever I'm playing the actual game, you just give them silly names. But okay, that was odd. My camera decided to cut out, but the packaging, I think so. I don't even know where I left off, so we'll just go right in. So we have the front, we have the side, which I think, you know, it's cute. They put like a little story definition of the both of them. The back, I think, is interesting. They actually put like these cool stylized pictures where it almost looks like the in-game videos. The other side, the top and the bottom, pretty plain. There's a little scuff down here, but that's no big deal. Now we're gonna cut her open though and actually bust in. But I'm excited. I said I originally wasn't planning on getting these ones because like they're not my favorite characters, I guess, and I really like the designs a lot of the other ones, where these ones I don't dislike them, but they're not ones that I'm, I guess, immediately drawn to. But it'll be nice having the full set. The box inside bit is pretty plain. You can see it's just like Final Fantasy. It's got the two moons, gray background. But we have, this is the first layer. Ching. And then the second layer. Now originally why I didn't end up getting both of these is because they do get a little pricey, and while they are really cool looking after getting the full set, it's just one of those things where like with how much it was costing for all of them, I wasn't really sure if I wanted to get the last two. Anyways, we'll go ahead. We'll start out with Amarant here. Here he is, the big hulking man. So they're pretty posable though. You know, you can move his arms around, whatnot. He's pretty cool dude though. He's huge. That's the nice thing I will say about this, the Final Fantasy 9 series, is that they do have like these really interesting character designs, which I normally just tend to like anyways, but they're all so different. Like him comparatively to some of the other ones, like they're like this big compared to him. There's the back of him, big muscle. Now something cool I noticed when I was actually grabbing it, these are kind of like a squishy plastic. So they're soft and they move. Not a whole lot. Like there is a little bit of tension if you try and push it on certain ones. But it is a nice, like, I don't know, it feels like a foam almost. But yeah, I know it's not. Let's see, now he comes with... Now these ones are bigger. I think they come with less like actual accessories. But they do still come with like decent stuff. And like I said, these two characters themselves are just larger. But he comes with his sharp fingernails. I'm gonna just completely refer to everything incorrectly. And I'll keep as the main focus on here, on him. We'll open up the second packaging to the side here. And we have his second head. Now it might be hard to tell, but he is smiling. His hair is so huge. And then he has a couple extra hands. He has 3 extra hands on the side here. So we got an open hand. They are nicely detailed though, with like the shading in there. I mean, you would hope that they would be when they're a little bit bigger, but still. We got another hand. Oh, my pinky. It's like a little baby hand. That's what it's like. It's like a little baby hand. And then last hand. And then there's also this last accessory, which I'll have to check and see what it is. Okay, that's what I thought. So it's, it goes with his arm piece, which is what I thought. It's basically like the little wrist guard. So let's see, before we jump on to Kuja, let's pose him really quickly. Ah! Okay, that's his arm off. And then you take the little cuff sleeve and then you put on the other one and make sure you put it on right. Oh geez, this is gonna be hard. I start to go and pose it and like the thing starts to bend away. Please do not. Oh my gosh, this is really hard to pose in. This is why I stopped doing time lapses. Ow, ow. Okay. These are actually sharp, so that's fun. But yeah, there it is on too. So that's pretty cool looking. I like the way that looks. There's lots of nice details on these. I really do like when you look at them and you see like all the different like attachments and stuff. There is a lot of big open areas, but that's kind of going to end up happening. Oh, I didn't even notice he's got his little feet are bendy. They're just tough to bend. Hear all those joints? Just, ugh, that was his foot. Sounds like I was breaking his toes. Oh Jesus. Okay, I didn't break anything, thank God. Yeah, this toe's really tough. So is the other one. But like this, see how this one's going all the way up? And this one's kind of not so much. There we go. We got 2 ugly toes now. It's mostly just because it's hard plastic in there. Like really hard, tight plastic. And these are big pieces. So that'll happen, but it'll get better over time at least. Oh, that's cool. Okay, there's a little bit of bending right at the forearm too. That's nice. Putting the hands on and off is a pain because the cuffs, it's just very loose when you try to put it on, and the little tiny peg that's in there will bend around when you're trying to put the hand on. Dun, dun, dun. His hand's on and now the pose is all ruined that I like worried about, but it's fine, I'll put it back. So let's see, now I have to actually get him with his peg. Now one thing, I'm not sure if I'm just, small brain, but Bring Arts comes with they come with 2 arms. And I don't know if there's different sizes and I just can't tell. Well, I mean, they're different sizes and I can tell, but I don't know when's the good time to use one versus the other. Yeah. So see, they're just slightly different. This happened for the other ones too. But like, this one's a little bit wider, this one's a little bit taller. Probably like depending on the pose that you do. I can't put 2 and 2 together to figure out when would be the best one, but I kind of have him posed to be forward facing, but it'd be kind of cool if I had him sideways too. Like, that's pretty cool too. We'll see how it goes. But we're gonna move Kuja. We're gonna put him up top. Okay, so now we move on to the fancy villain. Now, he doesn't come with a whole extra lot, but again, these ones are some of the taller figures and some of the more like, I guess, fancy ones in a sense. He doesn't really have a whole lot that he could probably come with either. So, here he is though. Fancy. Wow. But yeah, same stuff. He's posable. And all the same areas too. I think he even also has the bicep bend. He has little tiny abs. Wow. His big feather hair, which can turn a little bit, but not a whole lot because of his mullet. So, oh, I just decided to come off. There's the back. Very nice. You see all the little metal plates. Oh, his hair is also posable. So if you want to have it like, it's not very posable. I don't really know what the whole point of that is. You can take it out, but like it can go, I guess you can have it go back, but it's almost like coming out at that point. His legs are easier to bend, at least, than Amarant were. So that's nice. He doesn't have the toe bend, but I don't really know if you would want that for this. And then his cape is semi-posable as well. And there's the back. What is this? What are those? I don't know if you can see it super great, but there's like two little pegs that go into his ass bone. I guess it's to keep the middle part the same, while these ones can kind of flow out, so that way this one doesn't move, but these ones do. That's the only thing I can assume. However, it's not working very well because it doesn't stay in. Yeah, I feel like that wasn't supposed to be detachable now that I'm looking at it, because if you look really closely kind of at this little rectangle here, it looks like there was glue on it. Well, luckily it's in the back, and I don't think it's going to deter it too much. So he'll just have extra low hanging pants in the back. Oh, Jesus. Okay, anyways, stuff that he comes with though. He comes with just hands and heads. He doesn't come with any weapons. I don't think he really had any that he could come with. Did they put his hands on backwards? Yeah, no, I think, yeah, they had to have. Okay, so that's fun. I got two right hands. Usually if you write to a company, you can get, I've had this happen before actually, where I've gotten two of like the right hand or the left hand. So I'll have to see if we can get that adjusted, because I'm not that I really care that much for like the base hands, but still, you don't want to have two of the same hand. Like, come on. Anyways, let's look at the other hands at least. So we have two little fisties. I like when they come on these little plates because it makes it easy to kind of actually show them without me just dropping them. And then we've got like a little pointer hand and two open palm hands. And then he does come with two heads. So he's got like the blood trickling down his head. He's got a very stark expression. I feel like these two faces are basically, yeah, they're the exact same. It's just one's got the blood coming down. And then he also has a little happy face. It was kind of silly, to be honest. But little faces. But also, I've been saying Kujo. His name's Kuja. I don't know why I started saying Kujo constantly, but it's Kuja. So let's see. I want to do like his arms folded. Okay, so this was kind of the pose idea that I had. I don't know how I'm feeling about it though, because these arms, I kind of wish they gave him like separate sleeves, so that way you could have the long part of the sleeve be on the bottom, like if he has his arms up, because it looks strange that his arms are like that. And I tried flipping it around, but this is the only way you can get his arm to bend as far as you need it to. Dang it, I thought this one would be a pretty cool pose to do, but I think I'll have to do something else. I had a backup idea anyways, but still. His neck's so stumpy, so every time you go to move his head, it just pops off. He can really only like turn his head like this. My idea though now is to have him kind of in the, because I try to layer them, and some of them, since they're so tall, they kind of have like good highs and lows. But I want to have him kind of look like he's floating a little bit. But it is very hard. He's actually really restrictive to pose. His shoes only allow his feet to bend back this far. So they're not very easily to point back to a full point, I guess. His neck being really restrictive, where his head will kind of just pop off constantly if you try to move it more than this, is really hard. And as well, these sleeves kind of only have it where you can pose him in so many poses without it looking strange. So it's definitely tougher for him. And he's got a lot of big open holes for his joints. And big arm openings on the sleeves. So this is definitely one of the tougher ones to pose here. Which is odd, considering he comes with so much less. He looks like a magical girl now, with him smiling. I kind of wish that he looked maybe a little bit more peeved in this one. I know he doesn't, he's a pretty stoic kind of facial expression when it comes to facial expressions, but even just a little tiny little bit more anger, just a tiny skosh. Yeah, I think I like it with a plain face, just a little bit more, because he doesn't look like he's a magical girl posing. The most important part, I can get him to stand up very tall while also doing that pose. I wonder, could I put it underneath his butt and still have it pose? Because that'd be cool if I get him really tall up. This feels wrong. It'll kind of add some of that flare to his skirt too. It is gripped on his booty cheeks. Move Mr. Klobbies, but I think that's cool having him all up top, all tall. Wow, look at them all. So, I got them all together here for us, the whole squad. And it's nice. I have another complete set. We got 2 complete sets right at the end of the year with the My Little Pony ones and now the Final Fantasy ones. I think they do look really cool all together. This is not how they'll be on my shelf, of course. I'll make sure to show that, but I wanted to put them all as good as I can together, which was very hard to do because of how teeny tiny some of them are and how tall and monstrous some of them are. But it's nice having them all actually together here. Overall, for the series, there have been some things like either stuff is really tight or it's really loose. So her head popping off, or Kuja's head popping off, or certain joints Amarant's foot being really tough to move. And then I think there were some things I had, I forget who it was. I think I had that same thing for Steiner where his joints were really tough. But overall I still like the way they all look together. I just love the designs for these characters. It's just, they're cute, they're fun, and they're fluffy, and I just like how silly the characters are and stuff, and it was just a nice blend of that. Kuja definitely was tough to pose. He didn't really have, I feel like, as much that could be done with him or for him, and it was very stiff for a lot of pieces. I think some things could have probably bent either a little bit more. Amarant actually wasn't too hard to pose. He's very big and bulky. I think the worst part, he had a loose elbow joint, but most of his pieces fit together. It was just maybe a little bit tough once you had to get them on. But I feel like actually once I got everything attached, it was very easy to pose him, where Kuja, I felt like didn't have as much. But either way, thank you, of course, for watching till the end. I know this is going to be a little bit longer because this is basically this is actually 2 figures in the one box, so there's a lot more to kind of maybe look at. I hope everyone had a happy holidays, and happy new year as well, because the year is almost over. I don't know when I'm uploading this. We'll see. I'm not pushing it. of course, if you'd like to see more in-depth pictures, I do I have? I don't know, actually. I think I did live videos. I'm pretty sure I have pictures of all of them on my Instagram. If not, I need to fix that. But I do know I have more pictures of them at Desunasis. If you'd like to see more of my art, that is at Esnon. And yeah, that is the basics. Definitely look forward to the next video. And of course, if there's any questions or anything about any of the figures, just let me know. Be more than happy to answer any questions that you might have. But otherwise, you guys all have a great rest of the day, and bye, y'all. It's gonna just get worse each time.